Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, and verse 24. And I'm reading from the King James. And here's what it says: Faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. Yesterday we talked about how you and I should faithfully declare the word of the Lord. I want to give you the why today. I want to give you the why we should faithfully declare the word. And it's so simple. I could make it complicated. I could make it convoluted. I could give you a list of things from 10 all the way down to 1. But that's not my style. I just want to be straight to the point this morning that the reason why we should and can declare the word of the Lord faithfully is because he's faithful. Have you ever stopped to think about the faithfulness of God in your life? Have you ever looked back and seen the faithful hand of God even when you were not faithful? Have you ever stopped to consider how good, great, merciful, and graceful God has been to you? It's because he's faithful. The last few weeks I've been going through some of the major prophets and in my daily reading, and right now I'm in the book of Jeremiah, and I'm just amazed at the judgments that God sends down, not just upon his people, but upon those that would oppress his people. But something that is standing out to me more and more, and it's not that I didn't know it, it's just that I want to share it, is that God, even to his people Israel, when he was declaring judgment, he would declare the judgment, he would declare what would happen to them because of their rebellion against him. Um, but because they were his people, and because God is faithful to his covenant, there was always but if you repent, then I will restore you. Or somewhere in the back of God's mind, he knew that they would repent, and so he promised restoration. I read this morning about how God promised that Israel's captivity in Babylon would only be 70 years, and God was faithful to that. You see, what God says, he'll do. And that's exactly what Paul was saying in First Thessalonians 5. He's faithful. And so if he's promised you something, you can take that to the bank. He will perform that which he promised because he's faithful. So this morning's just a word from the word. I just want to remind you. I really just want to remind you. I want to give you a why to be faithful to him, but I just want really to remind you that even when you and I fail him often, but even when we fail him, he is faithful. I pray that that's an encouragement to you, that even when you stumble, God faithfully opens his arms and says, just come back to me. I got you. He's faithful. And if you've received a promise from the Lord, but you haven't seen the manifestation of that promise just yet, hang tight. If God has spoken it, he will do it. Trust him. It's going to be in his timing. It's going to be in his way. But trust him. He is faithful. This has been just a word from the word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And as a reminder, next week I will be going live a little earlier and from a different place. But we're going to continue doing just a word from the Word. I pray that this is a blessing to you. But God bless you, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.